Hello, folks. There are times to image and there's times not to image. Well, I'm imaging during a time when you probably shouldn't. I'll show you what I mean. Okay, I'm back with you. I'm going to share my screen with you. Uh, and we're headed over to uh, the first kit that I have set up is the Smith Cassegrain. It's an 8-inch, and I'm imaging M100. It's there's two galaxies actually. I wanted to frame this one and this one. It's a rather small galaxy. I need more focal length, but I was I'm up against some pretty horrific winds, and you can see in my guiding I'm getting all kinds of spikes from the uh, gusts that are hitting the Smith Cassegrain. And of course, it's got to do. Let me see if I can bring up. I'll try to bring up my outside camera, and it's turned off. We'll turn it on. And so this is the Smith Cassegrain. I got a wide field kit, also imaging in the Orion region, and the guiding on both of them started out really very good in the 70s, and then it went south in a hurry. So, in fact, I'll show you this guiding. It's at 2.19 now, which is terrible. I should have looked at something before I cleared it out. Oh, this is horrific. I went ahead and changed the scale to 16, but my RA and my deck are so far apart right now that my stars are going to be oblong. But it is what it is, and it's just a terrible night. If I move over to, I like to use Medio Blue website for scene predictions. It's pretty accurate, and this is Saturday during the day. This is Saturday night right now, and one is as bad as you can get, and so we're uh, we've got horrific scene. The jet stream is whipping along pretty good, not as bad as I've seen it. But tomorrow night, it's going to be better. We're in the green anyway. We have a 3 rating for tomorrow night. Jet stream is quieting down some, but it's not terrific. It's just better. So I hopefully be able to image tomorrow night and maybe get more keepers, but there are not going to be many keepers tonight. Um, was there something else on? I was going to show you when I was here. Probably not. Um, then on the other telescope, because I'm imaging both wide field and the other, and the scene on this is just as bad. I'm at 1.48 RMS, and actually, uh, we're at 13 and 16. RA and DEC are still, they're pretty close. As long as these are pretty close, your stars are going to be round. It's just if you're over your pixel scale, and my pixel scale is 1.32 on the wide field, so it's not too bad. But here's what my stars look like uh, with the wide field. So it's let me come up about 100%. So they're looking okay. The half flux radius is 2.96, so they're bloated. They should be in the 1.6, 1.5, 1.6, 1.7 range. So that's some of the effects of the guiding. Uh, but it is what it is, and if you do guide on nights like this, you can expect to go through your subs when you blink, and you'll find you're deleting more than you wanted. But if you can maintain some keepers, and tomorrow night you can add to the pot, hopefully I'll have enough stuff to put an image together. But the fun's in the trying, as I like to say. So let's show you the sequence that I have. I'm imaging in wide field the area of IC 434, which is the Horsehead, and don't have a lot of time. There's about close to 3 hours, maybe 2.5 hours before the target gets really low in the sky. And it just finished this sequence. I don't want to turn things off because it'll warm my camera. I'm going to go find something else to image with the wide field, but I've finished this and I want to save it, so I'm going to save the sequence, and then we're going to head back to M. Guiding's gotten a little better. It's at 1.09, 1.22. It shouldn't have said anything, but it had gotten a little better. But you're just going to get these bumps, and it is scene related and it's wind related, so it is what it is. Um, I'm awfully low in the sky too. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let's bring up. We are right now at 41 degrees. So, and at 41 degrees, my telescope is kind of shooting over the city of Spartanburg. I'm out in the suburbs, but the lights do affect it, and I can tell from the this is a low stretch, not much of a stretch, but it's kind of mucky looking, and that's just the light pollution. So I have some signal here, not a lot. I've got some signal there, not a lot. I'll make a medium stretch out of this and try it again. It ain't even gonna work. There, that went, but it didn't help any. This just makes it muckier. So we're we're imaging anyway. I did show you the kits outside, and I'll show you the one that's aimed over Spartanburg. This one right here, and of course this one already has finished its sequence of the Orion region uh, with the Horsehead and the Running Man and Flame. All that should be in it at 336 millimeters, and I'm at around 1500 millimeters with the reducer uh, on this SCT. So not enough focal length really for a good galaxy. I'll get both of these in, but yeah, I should be able to work with it, and we'll see what happens. I got a lot of and does tonight. I go through spells of hard to listen to, non-scripted ramblings. I had to break myself from going smacking my lips. I may still be doing it. If it is, make a comment. Remind me to stop smacking my lips. Let's see. Let's go outside. It's 23.54 degrees outside. This is the Pegasus Ultimate Power Box. I'm running AC to the kits. I have the camera. I really don't need the flat panel on, but it's on. it's idle. You can see I don't have the panel connected. I'm pulling 1.2 amps, and that's all. And there's not much coming out of the focuser. It's just turned on, so it's 1/10 of an amp. The mount's not even drawing an amp. And the camera, the only thing on the camera that's being powered is the fan, and that's keeping it cooled to -20. And that's pretty much the same with the other kit. We'll look at that power box, and it's a little, the sensors are identical sensors, but the temperature is never identical. So this is about a degree warmer. But I'm pulling on the camera about 0.28, 0.72 on the mount. Focuser's drawing nothing, and of course the flat panel's off. It is idle. So you really don't have a lot of current coming out of these kits, and obviously it's everything that I have connected's connected. Let's see what we're going to have do tonight. Hey, maybe not. So here are the temperatures coming down, and this is the relative, well, the relative humidity, and when these two intersect is when you can pretty much expect water to start forming on your kits. And so that is all I know about weather. These are the USB connections that are turned on, and the different items that are plugged into those. And if you have an electronic focuser, you can actually control it from here. I have one, but I control it from Sequence Generator Pro. And so let's go back to power. And the dew point happens to be 5.9 degrees right now. So when the temperature gets down to 5.36 degrees, that's when we're going to get moisture. So it's not going to get that cold tonight, so we won't have anything. I don't need the dew shield on, but it's on. And the dew heaters are on. I'll show you one other thing I like about these Pegasus. You see that the dew heaters are all set up, but there's no need to turn them on, so there's no amperage, no current currently being drawn on the dew heaters. I have two, one for the main SCT and then one for the guide camera, and so they're not on yet, and they shouldn't be on the other kit either, and they aren't. It says the dew point 6.62. I change this throughout the night, and usually towards morning, the dew point or the relative humidity starts to increase, and sometimes those intersect later in the morning. You go to bed thinking you're not going to have any dew, and you wake up with it. Okay, well, that's what's going on here. I'm going to venture over to, I got another telescope that's right now idle. It's, in fact, I want to go ahead and park that telescope until I can figure out what I'm going to image, because it's getting kind of low on the horizon, and my guiding's looking a little better. Nah, still bad. Okay, let's go back to the other kit, and let's park the scope, and park, and we should be, here it goes. When it's parked, telescope will be beaming right on my camera, and although the camera doesn't have conventional lights, it has IR light, and that IR light gets in here and you can kind of see the effects of infrared hitting inside the camera. So I'm gonna, it's parked, I'll unpark it so that when I get ready to slew to another target, you'll be ready to rock and roll. And now I'm gonna head over to Sky Safari Pro, and I'm gonna go ahead and import my settings. No, I don't want those. I want these. And here's the northern meridian here. I just may go after how big are those two? Let's see, we've got 21.6 and 11.2 size. And so I tell you what, let's do. Let's go back to that setup, and wrong setup, and let's create a new sequence. Actually, let's save this one, and then let's create a new sequence with the profile. And this happens to only have one profile set up for this, and that's the ASI 1600 Pro, the Atlas mount. It's EQ AZ mount by Orion. The Stellar View 70T 336mm with reducer, and the Pegasus. So that's what I'll be running. And let's go find this target. I'm going to use framing and mosaic, and I'm going to type in M81, and I'm going to fetch it. It's going to go find it, and I want to, there we go. So this is my field of view with 336mm. So I'm going to create a sequence, and I'm going to name this 2, 12, 22, M81, M82, AZ I1600 70T. And we're going to replace the targets there. I don't want to rotate. I'm going to keep that same framing, and so looks good. So let's do this. Let me copy this because I'm going to use it a couple times, and let me create a new directory on the hard drive. I have an external 1 terabyte drive outside. Cancel. And make a new folder. Rename. And we're going to call this. And I'm going to delete this folder here. So we have 222 to save this. And let's go ahead and save the sequence as, and we got that. Okay, now let's set it up. So let's first let's see how much time we're going to have. So we're going to be transiting about here. We're going to transit 1104, and then we have 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour, 5 hour. We'll have a little over 4 hours when you consider dithering and filter changes and focusing between changes, focusing between every 2-degree drop, which is what I do. But I don't think the temperature is going to drop much more, so it's probably going to be just focusing during filter changes. So let's set up a sequence. We're going to do red, green, blue, HA. Let's do, oh, I gotta put, this is what goes into the naming nomenclature. Let's see, we need HA. Let's see, I'm at 4.9, f4.9. So let's do 45 seconds. And I'm going to be running this at 200 gain, 50 offset. Because of the guiding, I want to take a short exposure, so I'm going to have to run the gain up. Let's take 60, 60, 60, and 10. Let's take 300 seconds. So we've got 3 hours and 5 minutes. Let's make this 80, 80, 80, and with 335, let's make this 15, and with 415. That's about how much time we got. Okay, I like the sequence. Let's save it before I lose it. Save sequence. Let's go slew to the target. Let me see if I have my cameras outside. And we're still logged on. So let's slew. And yeah, we want to slew. You can see that we're moving. And the telescope's headed in the direction, hopefully. These are 2 laptops covered by a towel, and I've got the towel pretty much clamped down so it won't blow away. Alright, and let's go back and center. And we're going to get centered here real quickly. While this is doing its thing, consider liking or subscribing. Okay, look how far we're off. 2000 pixels in RA, 500 in declination. Wow. But it'll solve it. It should solve it on the next pass. It usually solves in 2 steps. We shall see. Yep, we're done. We're 42 pixels off in RA and 15. I like to solve inside of 50 pixels. No point in running it again. And I'm going to go ahead and let this camera outside sleep because we're in the sky. We know where we are, and that's a good thing. Okay, here's our 2 targets. Just seeing that through the plate solve. Now I do have a question. No, I don't. This is headed towards, it's about to transit, and this telescope's pointing almost straight up in the same direction of the wide field, but this is less mucky looking than this one, which is shooting over the city. So now I am taking a longer exposure here too, and this is at f7. What am I doing? I'm taking 60 seconds at f7. This is probably should be at 90 seconds, but I'm not. So, but it is getting better. It was a lot muckier earlier this evening. Let's see, I took a look at the guiding. It looked bad, real bad, bad, bad. Oh, 112. It's bad, but it's what it is. So let's head back over to the other, and let's see. Let's go ahead and run a focus routine. Let me. Where's my filters at? Where's my filters at? Where's my filters at? Here we go. I want to set this to. What am I going to start with? We're going to start with red. Let's go ahead and start this with red, and move the filter wheel so we have a red filter. And now let's run our focus routine. It's going to take it a minute. And it's going to take a series of pictures. It really defocuses about 100 steps, and then it's going to start racking back in until it gets to a point where it thinks it's hit pay dirt. Then it's going to start defocusing in the other direction, and we should get a nice V. And where these two lines intersect is where we've got some focus. I'm going to turn the music off, not the, I'm getting really fancy, not the subscribe stuff. I use a Stream Deck. It's got a lot of buttons, but my eyes are so bad I can't read the buttons. You push one, it starts the recording or the live streaming. You push another, it finishes. It's got music. It's got next screen, me, and so if you hit the right buttons, you look pretty professional. And when you don't, you look like my videos. I am operating at minus 20 degrees. I don't see the need to cool much more than that. And in the summertime, because it's usually so hot, I'm lucky if I can get minus 15, but I sometimes just end up at minus 10. Right now it's saying that the position of the focuser will be around 9,109 steps with about a 99% accuracy for quality, that's going to be the best focus we'll acquire at this filter and at the current temperatures. Now it's recommending 9107 with a 98% quality rating, and it'll do it one more time and then validate it, and we'll have the filter focused. And I'm so dependent. Now we're taking a validation. It's going to be set at 9106. It's already gone there, so we're at 9106. And but I really become dependent on these focusers because I'm inside controlling what's going on outside through Wi-Fi. And gosh, I don't want to go out there and have to make the trip back and forth to focus and run a batten-off mask. And I did that for an awful long time and invested in the Moonlight focusers, which I absolutely love. And I have them on every kit now, so I don't even interchange. I just everything. I just got complete setups when I swap telescopes off the mounts. I don't have to change anything. All right, let's run the sequence and get started. So it's going to plate solve again because it's under the impression that my mount's probably not guiding, and it isn't. And I'm going to go on over here. Might as well clear everything. We're in a different part of the sky. And we'll stop. We're going to start looping. And I'm going to go ahead and let it find a guide star. We can put our remote controller to bed. And it's guiding, although it'll automatically stop it when it starts. It should have stopped it, but it's plate solving again. All right, it's found it, it's centered it, and we're setting the red filter. The auto guider is settling, it's waiting now, we're starting. So we're counting down for the first image. It's 41 seconds and counting. I'm going to take that out of the picture and let's watch a couple of images come in. I wonder what the HFR was for this. It was 1.36. I could take that all night. Unguided. Okay. Check on our environment. Temperature still hanging around 24 degrees. Humidity at 43. And we wait. "20 seconds left." Guiding's looking okay. Here we go. Our first image is downloaded, and it has a 2.29 half flux radius, and so that's good, that's decent. Let's zoom. Here are two galaxies in the works, M81, M82, and we're off and running. Okay, well folks, I'm going to stay and babysit this probably for another hour. Don't forget to change the time if you're watching this on March the 12th, 2022. Also, very important, make sure you say something good, nice to somebody. You're going to both feel better for having done it, and it will help make everybody's day. God bless the United States. Be with our leaders, whether you like them or not, that they make good decisions in the days to come. Prayers for the families of the Ukraine who have been disenfranchised, who have lost family members, friends, who have lost everything and have no country to return to, and for the soldiers that are remaining and the citizens who have taken up arms to defend their country. We're just praying for you and know it's going to be a siege in the next 3 or 4 days, and just praying so hard that you guys can pull this off. God bless America, and may God bless the country Ukraine.